Minister, two questions. Is the door open to Chinese investment into the UK, and do you believe the case is vice versa as well? And how would you characterise financial stability in the British banking sector?
Well, two very different questions. Firstly, yes, absolutely, we're open to Chinese investment. I work very hard with large Chinese companies investing in our infrastructure, in our offshore wind, in our clean energy transition to net zero, and they're a vital component of the future of our economy. The UK, I think, is the fastest growing investor in China in terms of major markets. So we're symbiotically linked there. And as I say, my history has been investing in China for nearly 30 years. And I think it's very important that we continue to build relationships with all the major trading nations in the world.
So my second question on financial stability, could you address that quickly?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, in terms of financial stability, in terms of the UK and the banking system, well, the SVB situation, I thought, was really very smoothly handled by the Bank of England. We introduced regulatory reform in 2010 that allowed us to ring-fence banks that were in the UK. That was a very effective piece of regulation, which meant that in the space of 2 days over a weekend, we were able to, at no cost to the taxpayer, smoothly shift the SVB unit under HSBC. So that was very, very successful. We haven't seen the stresses in the UK banking system that you may have seen in other parts of the world because of the steps we've taken to make sure that their balance sheets are strong and they're properly regulated. But that doesn't mean to say that we should always sleep easy at night. I mean, I think regulators and governments should be aware that fundamentally the change in the price of money and the cost of capital is going to have ramifications. But we believe we're a very stable environment, and that's borne out really by the way we dealt with the situation with SVB and the strength of our banks over the last few weeks and the reputation of British banks around the world.